Hola, bonjour, mambo, hello. It's me, Mrs. B, and welcome to Mrs. B's Phonics Farm, where we learn all the sounds letters can make. Today we're learning all about the long A sound. We take care of a lot of letters on the Phonics Farm, but I need help sometimes, so I've got my friend Fiona Farm Hat who gives me a helping hand. But the letters make a lot of noises, and sometimes she gets confused about which letters are making which sounds. Let's see what letters she needs our help with today.
Well, how y'all doing? I'm Fiona Farm Hat. I work here on the Phonics Farm taking care of all the letters, and my letters were making a weird noise this morning.
All morning long they've been saying, A, A.
Maybe my good friend Mrs. B can help me find the letters that make that sound.
Of course I can. It sounds like the letters are making the long A sound, and there are lots of letters that make that sound. Whenever you see those letters, you'll know to say A, like in the word paint. The A and the I say A in the word paint, or like in the word day. The A and the Y say A in day. In the word skate, the A and the E at the end say A in skate. In the word great, the E and the A are saying A. In the word veil, the E and the I are saying A.
Now that we know which letters are making those sounds, how about we read some words that have those sounds in them?
Now, in order for you to read the long A words, you've got to know how to be a good reader. The 4 B's of reading will help you read the words that I show you. The first B, begin at the first sound. When you see a word, you start making the first sound in the word. Then you break the word into parts. You'll say the first sound, the next sound, and then the last sound until you've said all the sounds in the word. The next B tells you to blend the sounds together. That means you'll stretch your voice like you're singing a song to say all the letter sounds in the word. And then you can be an investigator, like checking the picture to make sure you've read the right word. Let's give it a try. Here is the A and the I. These letters say A together. Here's a long A word. I'm going to begin with the first sound, P. Then I'm going to break it into parts and say the other sounds. A, N, T. Now I'm going to blend it together. Paint, paint. I can check the picture to make sure that it says paint. I see paint in the picture, and that word says paint. There's also some letters at the bottom of the screen, so that if you forget any of the sounds that the letters make, you can look at the alphabet chart to remind you. Are you ready for another word? This word has an A-I. A and I say A. Can you say that? A. That's right. When we see the A and the I in the word, we say the long A sound. Here's a word. Let's start with the first sound, break it into parts, and say all the other sounds, and then blend it together. Like this. Ale. Mail. Mail. It says mail. You can even check the picture, and there's mail in the picture. Let's try another word. AI says A. Here's a word. Let's say the first sound and break it into parts before we blend it together. Tr. Ain. Train. Train. Do you see the train in the picture? This word says train. Let's read another long A word, but we're going to use new letters that have the long A sound. Like A-Y. A-Y says A. Say A. Great job. A-Y says A. Let's read this word. Start with the first sound, break it into parts, and blend the sounds together. like this. D, A, day, day. You can even see daylight in the picture. This word says day. Let's try another. AY says A. Say A. Great job. Now let's say each part of the word and blend it together. Pl, A, play. You can see them playing in the picture. This word says play. Let's try another with new letters that make the long A sound, like A and E. The E comes at the end of the word, but when we read it, we don't say the E. The E is giving you a clue about the sound the A will make. The E tells you that the A says the long A sound. It says A, like in this word. Let's start with the first sound, break the word into parts, and blend it together, like this. Sk, A, T, skate. This word says skate. Let's try another word. A-E says A. Say A. Great job. Now let's read the word. K, A, K, cake. This word says cake. You can check the picture to make sure you see the cake in the picture, because this word says cake. Let's try another word, and this time we'll have new letters that make the long A sound, like E-A. E-A together says A. Say A. Like in this word. Let's start with the first sound, break the word into parts, and then blend the sounds together, like this. Gr, A, T, great. Great job. Let's try another word. This time we'll use the new letters that make the long A sound, like E-I. E-I says A. Say A. Great job. This word we're going to read together. Break it into parts like we did with the others, and then blend them together. Start with the first sound. V. A. Ooh. Veil. This word says veil. You can see in the picture there's a woman wearing a veil over her face. Veil.
Reading can be hard work. You did a wonderful job reading those words. You know what I think? I think you deserve a story.
I think you're right, Fiona Farm Hat. You do deserve a story. I've got a story just for you that has long A words in it. You can read the words along with me, and remember to start with the first sound, break it into parts, and then blend the parts together. You can even check the picture to make sure you match the word. This story is called In a Day by Mrs. B. The long A words are going to be in blue, so you'll be able to find them easily. Hey, I'm May. I do a lot in a day. Did you hear those long A words? Like hey, May, and day? I knew you did. Let's keep reading to see what May does in a day. First, I bake a great cake. Do you see the long A words? Like bake, A, great, and cake? I knew you did. Let's see what she does next. Next, I play with my skates. Do you see the long A words? Play and skates? I knew you can find them. Then I paint a train by the lake. Can you find the long A words? Paint, train, lake. You found them! Great reading. Let's see what she does last. Last, I put on my blue veil and get the mail. Do you see the long A words? Veil and mail? Great job! I do a lot in a day. Look at all these things May did in her day. What do you remember that she did? Wow, you remembered everything! Today, we learned all about the long A sound and the letters that make that sound. Whenever you see those letters, you'll know to say A, like the A and the I in the word paint. AI says A, like the A and the Y in day. AY says A, like the A and the E in skate. The AE says A, like the EA in great. The E and the A say A, and like the E and I in veil, the EI says A.
Thank you so much for helping me today. Now I know just which letters are making those sounds. Y'all come back and see me and keep on reading. Bye-bye now.
I'm so glad we were able to help Fiona Farm Hat learn which letters were making the long A sound. Now, whenever you see those letters, you'll know to say A. For more videos that'll teach you how to read, subscribe to Mrs. B's Reading Room's channel. And be sure to visit our website at www.mrsbsreadingroom.com where you can get your very own reading tutor. Make sure to come back to the Phonics Farm to learn more letters and all the sounds that they can make. I can't wait to read with you. Bye!